Why Paige DeSorbo is proud she broke up with Craig Conover. Paige DeSorbo is shedding new light on her split from Craig Conover. With more than 4 months of time to reflect on the break, Paige is sharing why she's so thankful for those who supported her as she parted ways from the Sewing Down South founder. "I'm proud of myself for making a tough decision, even though the public was like, 'You're wrong, you'll never find another person again,'" the summer housemate said to the briefing on Bravo, noting that she's felt a lot of support from her female fans. "I am really thankful for the women that supported me and saw what I was going through." Why did Paige DeSorbo and Craig Conover break up? In the new interview, Paige also reflected on what led to her November 2024 breakup from the Southern Charm cast member. "No one did anything," she said to the briefing on Bravo about the split, which echoes the initial comments she made about the breakup back in December 2024. "It wasn't a bad thing. I think we both were just being really mature and saying what we want and what we didn't want. And I think that's extremely powerful to be able to voice how you're feeling in real time and what you want for your future." As Paige previously said, she recognized that the two were on different paths. On Summer House Season 9, Paige more specifically expressed an interest in focusing on her career and podcast tour. She also recognized that she did not want to move to Charleston. Craig, on the other hand, was worried that Paige's career ambitions took priority over their 3-year relationship. Is Paige DeSorbo dating anyone? The Giggly Squad podcast co-host is not in a relationship again, though Craig has confirmed that he is dating someone new. "Honestly, men in general, I am so off them for a minute," the Winter House alum admitted during an interview with Briefing on Bravo in March 2025. "I need a moment for myself." As for what she's looking for in her next partner, she said, "I think I'm ready for a man who can dress really well. I think in New York City, the guys have kind of been a little lackadaisical with their outfits, and I just don't want to see a Chelsea boot ever again. So I think someone who is really into their own outfits." Paige DeSorbo's journey towards self-discovery, personal growth, and newfound clarity has been nothing short of inspiring. While the public may have been quick to judge the end of her relationship with Craig Conover, Paige has spent the months since their breakup reflecting on what the separation meant for her and why, despite the heartbreak, she is truly grateful for it. In a candid interview with the Briefing on Bravo, Paige opened up about her emotions, revealing a depth of understanding and self-awareness that many would admire. At first glance, it might seem like a classic breakup story. Two people, seemingly perfect for each other, part ways after realizing they want different things. But as Paige explains, the reasons behind the breakup weren't steeped in blame or resentment. Instead, they were rooted in mutual respect, difficult conversations, and the inevitable awareness that sometimes relationships evolve in ways that aren't aligned with one's personal growth. "I'm proud of myself for making a difficult decision, even though the public opinion was negative," Paige admitted, her voice steady but full of sincerity. "I know that there were a lot of people who thought I was making a mistake, but in my heart, I knew it was the right choice for both of us." The public's reaction was intense. Fans of Summer House had followed Paige and Craig's relationship closely, watching them evolve from a couple of friends to partners in love. Yet, the story behind their breakup wasn't filled with scandal or betrayal. Rather, it was about two people realizing that their paths had diverged in ways they hadn't anticipated. In truth, Paige and Craig's breakup was nothing like what people might expect from a relationship that had been the focal point of a reality TV show. It wasn't an explosive argument or a betrayal that led to their separation. Instead, it was the culmination of months of honest discussions about what they each wanted from life and from each other. "I've always said that no one did anything wrong," Paige reflected, adding that this wasn't a bad thing in her eyes. "We just grew in different directions. We had mature conversations about where we were and what we needed in order to be our best selves." These candid conversations, often uncomfortable but ultimately necessary, were at the heart of why Paige is grateful for the end of her relationship with Craig. She didn't see the breakup as a failure. Instead, she recognized it as an opportunity for growth and independence. It was empowering to be able to express my feelings in the moment and share what I wanted for the future, she explained. It was a chance for both of us to step back and really think about what we needed in our lives. The strains of a growing career, Paige's life had evolved significantly over the course of her relationship with Craig. When the two first got together, Paige was balancing the whirlwind of her career in fashion with her role on Summer House. But as time passed, she found herself diving deeper into her passions beyond the reality show, particularly her burgeoning career in podcasting. Paige's Giggly Squad podcast, which she co-hosts with her friend Hannah Berner, began to take off in a big way. She was also finding more opportunities to expand her brand, including tours, collaborations, and other exciting projects. As Paige's career continued to flourish, she realized that her ambitions were becoming her top priority. I realized that I was in a place where I couldn't just put my career on the back burner anymore. I had so many exciting things happening that I needed to focus on. And I couldn't ask someone to wait around for me to figure things out, she said. For Craig, this shift in focus was difficult to accept. I think Craig was worried that my career was becoming my whole identity, and that it was taking priority over our relationship. He wanted something different, Paige said, acknowledging that their priorities were beginning to diverge. Craig's desire for stability, family, and roots in Charleston clashed with Paige's growing desire to build a future centered around her career in New York City. It was a tension that neither could ignore, and eventually, they made the decision to part ways. I think we both knew we wanted different things for our futures, Paige reflected. We both realized we couldn't keep pushing for something that wasn't fully aligned with who we were becoming as individuals. While the decision was undoubtedly painful, it was also a reflection of their shared maturity. Neither Paige nor Craig wanted to stay in a relationship out of convenience or fear of being alone. They chose the harder, but ultimately more fulfilling path, walking away from something that no longer served them. A time for self-reflection. Following the breakup, Paige took a step back from dating. She felt a deep need to focus on herself before jumping into anything new. Honestly, I'm taking a break from dating for a while, she admitted during a subsequent interview. I need some time for myself. The breakup had provided Paige with the clarity she hadn't realized she needed. For years, her life had been a whirlwind of TV cameras, podcasting tours, and a growing public persona. Amidst all that, she had neglected to take time to reflect on her own needs, desires, and the kind of life she wanted to build. The end of her relationship with Craig gave her the space to do just that. It's been an important time of reflection, Paige confessed. I realized that I wasn't just focusing on what I wanted in a relationship, but also what I wanted in myself. I want to build a life that is fulfilling on my own terms, not because of anyone else. This time of self-discovery allowed Paige to focus on her personal growth and well-being. She began to cultivate a deeper understanding of herself, learning to prioritize her own happiness and goals above all else. It wasn't about isolating herself from others, but rather about finding strength within herself before allowing anyone else to enter her world again. The support of female fans. One of the most touching aspects of Paige's journey following her breakup has been the overwhelming support she received from her female fans. As a woman in the public eye, she had faced harsh scrutiny from some corners of the media and fans who doubted her decision to break up with Craig. However, as she revealed in her interview, it was the women who had been her greatest source of support. I'm really thankful for the women who supported me and understood what I was going through, she said. It wasn't easy to make that choice, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of people in my corner. But the women who reached out, the ones who shared their own stories with me, They made me feel so much stronger. Paige's relationship with her fans, particularly the women who admired her strength and vulnerability, has grown deeper since the breakup. She became a role model for many who had faced similar challenges in their own relationships. Her openness about the complexities of love and growth resonated with countless women who had been through their own struggles. The messages I got from other women, the stories they shared with me, it was amazing, Paige reflected. I never expected to connect with so many people in such a deep way. It made me realize that I wasn't alone in this. The future of Paige DeSorbo. As Paige continues to focus on herself and her career, she remains open to the idea of future love. However, she has a clearer understanding of what she wants from a partner moving forward.